So comparing dollars from different time periods is something that's very useful and something that you'll use sometime during your life, whether it's you bought a house and you're selling it then later on and you want to see if you had a real gain or loss on that house. And the main thing is when you're comparing values over time, just like the GDP, real GDP calculation, they have to be in the same terms. You cannot compare a, let's say, $1950 to a 2018 dollar. Yes, it's called a dollar, but it's a completely different asset. So if we're comparing two different time periods, we have to get the dollars in the same terms. So how do we do that? How do we set it up? Well, the way we set it up is we want to take some amount, so some dollar from maybe, let's say, year T is 1950, and we want to move it to today. So we take this dollar amount, we're going to multiply it by the price levels, which would be the CPI. So it would be the CPI today. And in my example, it would be on the bottom here, the CPI from 1950. So let's set up an example on minimum wage. So we want to take 1963's minimum wage and compare it to 2013's minimum wage. So 2013's minimum wage will be in 2013 dollars. To compare that to minimum wage from the 60s, we have to move the 1963 minimum wage to 2013 terms. So we have the minimum wage. This is the dollar we're going to convert of 125 in 1963, and we want to convert that to 2013. So today becomes 2013. So that'll be today's CPI, and then on the bottom will be the CPI from 1963. So, setting this up, you just take the CPI, 234.6, divided by the CPI from 1963, 30.9. You get a amount of like 7.56 or something like that, and then you multiply that by 1.25. And then once you're done with that, you're ending up with a calculation of $9.49, and this is now what? $2013. And you can compare that to what the minimum wage actually was in 2013, something like $7.25. So in this scenario, the actual minimum wage in 2013 was $7.25, $2013. If you take the 1963 minimum wage and move it to 2013 terms, it's $9.49. So in this scenario, now you can draw a meaningful conclusion. You would say that the purchasing power of minimum wage in 1963 was actually greater than the purchasing power of minimum wage in 2013, which in reality was $7.25. So now you're comparing apples to apples. They're in the same terms. Everything's in 2013 dollars.